we talked about last week on the show, Team USA, how they were kind of like, being too close in some of these exhibition games, barely winning, having LeBron James have to go on a kind of an NBA Finals, takeover to beat South Sudan and close games against other teams, Canada. 2 games in, they've been washing niggas. They beat the brakes off Serbia. They beat the brakes off South Sudan the other night, and they're gonna be playing their 3rd game tomorrow morning against Puerto Rico. That should be a good one as well. As our boy Mikey, I know he's gonna be rooting for Puerto Rico. I think the number one thing that has stood out to me here is 3 words, actually 4. My bad. I sound like Charles Barkley. Kevin motherfucking Durant. That has been the difference in these 2 games. Is KD. Kevin Durant is one of the most underappreciated players in NBA history. Not all, and a lot of it's his fault. I'm not sitting up here saying that he ain't got a lot to do with it. He got a lot to do with it. It's mainly his fault, but he's underappreciated. We forget about Courtney said motherfucking can be 1 word, but it also
I was thinking
can
the same
be 2
thing,
words.
Courtney. I was thinking the same thing.
Okay, all
like,
right, excuse me. Okay.
You got it though.
I was like, no. You were right when you said. I was like, motherfucking is a compound word. So like,
but it depends on which one. If you're trying to break it down, I was trying to be motherfucking.
Kevin, I want to clarify for the record. What are you saying about him? What are you saying about?
I'm pretty sure he fucked some others. Would that 100% be wrong? He might have. He's an NBA player. I'm pretty sure he has. But that's the thing that stood out to me is how good Kevin Durant is. He stepped it up. He makes. I don't think I've ever seen anybody play basketball make the game look as easy as KD has made it look in his now 17-year career. KD got drafted right when I was graduating from high school. He's only like a year older than me, but I was graduating from high school, and that's been the difference here. And I think that one thing you see is how stacked this team is, and everybody made such a fuss about Jason Tatum not playing in the other game. I'm like, and then they had him start against South Sudan. That was very much, damn, Gina, I will marry you. That's basically what Steve Kerr was doing, starting Jason Tatum. Like, that's just really what it got. If this team is so stacked, you're gonna have teams where he's not gonna get minutes. We saw Embiid didn't really get him much, even though he probably shouldn't, because he's low-key committing treason by the way he's been playing these last couple games. But we know he's only playing because they literally had to recruit that nigga. Tyrese Halliburton didn't play the other game. There's going to be some games where other people don't play because of matchup reasons. We got to stop trying to give Jason Tatum things that I don't want to see as an earned, but he kind of hasn't earned at the same time. Who the hell are you to be saying, oh, we have to play this nigga over Kevin Durant? Like, what are we doing here? Like, he has things to add. He's a good player, but we made too much big deal about it. I'm not going to say they're going to cruise to the gold medal. I do think that they're going to probably have a close game or two, because that's usually what we see. I think Canada is going to give them some go once again. I think they're going to destroy Puerto Rico tomorrow, but it's looking like everybody out there who was panicking, not any of us on this esteemed panel, it looked like they were panicking for nothing. Dante, what you think about if you saw anything from these last 2 games or just anything that kind of stood out?
No, it's nothing to panic. I think people sometimes forget that, when we put these all-star teams together, yeah, they had a little mini camp in Vegas, but it's a difference between training camp and game speed. So, practicing against the best in the world, you already have, a certain expectation. And then when you get out there and the game still has to come to you, you still have to, go out there and play. So I think right now, a lot of the silly shit people were saying, at the end of the day, they're not going to go out there and beat people by 50 every night. That's dead. That is not the game you should be expecting from Olympic basketball. That's, they are not the Team USA soccer team who gets smoked everywhere. The gap around the world is not as big in basketball as it is with other sports. That's just the facts. So I think they'll continue to grow together. And like you said, KD is one of the best Olympians ever. And I think, this is one of those things where we have a lot of people talking, especially the Celtics fans talking about Jason Tatum and all of that. Like, one thing about the Olympic basketball team is that everybody has a role and they accept that role. Like, even Steph Curry, he's not getting the same Golden State looks, and that's Steph fucking Curry. You feel me? Like, it's just not how Olympic basketball works. But I think, the talking will always happen just because, like we've said, basketball discourse is in a really shitty space right now. Just no other way to put it. So, we expect that. But in terms of the team, I think they're going to roll to the gold medal game. And the gold medal game will probably be exciting, but they'll get the dub.
Bang, man, what is stood? I know you said on summer session that you really don't be paying attention to the basketball in the Olympics and you like the actual Olympic sports. But what is, if anything, stood out to you about them taking care of Serbia and South Sudan?
That they did what they were supposed to do. That's pretty much it. Like, I wasn't worried about this team at all. It was more about what's going to happen when they get to the medal, and they probably could slip depending on who the team is. We don't know how things are going to shake out. We don't know how things are going to shake out once we get to the medal side. But then I knew they wasn't going to have no problem in their goddamn group. Like, you seen they group weak as hell. So we'll see what happens when we get to the medal round and stuff. I'm not really even worried about NBA North. Because when I look at these Olympics, there's NBA North, and then there's NBA Central. NBA Central is the United States of America, and NBA North is, of course, Canada. We'll see what happens there. I think that's going to be a great game. I think it might be highly competitive because you'll have a Canada team who has 10 NBA players on it going up against the United States. But they ain't got Kevin Durant. They ain't got LeBron James. Hell, Steph Curry ain't even hitting shots. Like, I don't know what the fuck going on with the
Yo, my boy rim. Steph been ass, bro.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the.
I don't know what's going on
with
Wardell. Yeah,
he's ass with a capital ass. Whatever French is, ass is in French, that's exactly what he is right now.
That paper on these player haters, old news, money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna.